What about this history around gluten? And is it just a fashion trend, or is gluten sabotaging your weight loss? Let's check out. Welcome, I'm Olga from Welcome Fitness, and my mission is to help people to feel welcomed in their bodies, life, world and universe. If you are new here, then welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button because I will show you how to lose weight without unnecessary obstacles. So gluten. It is said that in the population there are about 6% of people who have some kind of gluten intolerance. Well, that's a very conservative estimation. The more, I would say, open estimations are saying that there's about 30 to 40% of population having some level or some degree of gluten intolerance, which is a very high number. So where is it actually coming from? How come that before, in the recent history, people didn't have so many issues with gluten? So the easy way how to present it is paleo diet. Even though I'm not a complete fan of paleo diet, I am fond of it for many reasons, but one of them is that it is working with a very simple concept. When we were gatherers and hunters, we had a certain type of food, and that was a very long evolutionary period of time when the humankind was on planet Earth, and anything that came later with, for example, agriculture didn't last for so long, so we were not able and our bodies were not able to accommodate to this new stuff in our food. And of course, cereals are very new and are connected with that agriculture. And as I'm saying always, our bodies are miraculous. They're very adaptive and are able to handle almost everything. But if we are bombarding it with something many times a day that we are not able to digest, then it's even difficult for our perfect body to handle. And exactly in gluten there are two proteins, gliadin and gluten, which we as humans are not able to digest, and also some digestive enzymes that are released during digestive process are preventing digesting of gluten. And that applies to all people, not only those having some intolerance to gluten. So let's see, how many times a day are you eating gluten? So write down in the comments your estimation how many times a day you eat gluten. And let's check that out. For breakfast you would have some bread, some roll with the butter and some ham. So let's see, it's obvious that the gluten is in bread and roll. And what about the butter? Well, if the butter comes from the traditional industrial production, it is highly probable that the cow that is providing milk is not fed with grass, which is natural for cows, but it is fed by some kind of cereal mixture. And the ham is the same story. The pig, if it's from a local farmer having its natural nutrition, then it's fine. But if it's from the traditional agriculture production, it is highly probable that the pig is consuming some type of cereal mixture. So both ham and butter are actually just filtered gluten. So let's see, then if you are using lipstick, because gluten plays a role as a stabilizer, so it is highly probable again that in some of your cosmetics may even be gluten. Then for some snack, maybe you are having muesli, or you are having homemade granola or purchased granola or some kind of biscuits, again highly probable that there's some content of gluten. Let's see lunch. For lunch, so if you have some soup, if it's thickened, again probably with something containing gluten. Then again, if you are having pasta or dumplings, gluten. If you have some meat for your lunch, again, I already spoke about it, the source of the meat matters. Then for the afternoon snack, What about some yogurt or some kefir? Again, if the dairy is from traditional production, filtered gluten. What about dinner? So for dinner, again, large variety, but if you have pancakes, if you have some sausages, if you have pasta, pizza, crackers, waffles, depends. But again, could be if it's something fried, then in the coating of fried food, again, there is a gluten. And some dessert or chips, again, check your label. There might be some gluten. So you see, so there's many times a day we are consuming gluten and our bodies are simply not designed to process such amount of gluten every day. So write me down in the comments if you were correct in your estimation or if you are consuming less or maybe even more portions of gluten a day. And let's see what to do with this situation. So number one, of course, if you are used to it, if you have that option, it is very good to cook your food at home because you have complete control what you are putting in. If you are not using processed food, again, you have a control what is in that. If it has some kind of package and it is not salt or olive oil, you need to read the label. I know it's boring, it takes time, nobody likes to do it, but guys, get over it. Reading labels is very crucial and it's the only way how to be sure what is actually in your food. So this is cooking at home. What next? You can bake sourdough bread at home because again, nowadays going from flour to finished bread takes, thanks to industrial yeast, about 2 hours. But our grandmas actually, and in the past, they used sourdough bread, and the sourdough fermentation took several hours, if not days, and that changed the content of the gluten and also the structure of the gluten itself and the cereals used. If you are eating dairy or meat, then again, try to research if you can have it supplied from some local farmer. If you are choosing some kind of keto or low carb type of nutrition, again, it is highly probable that you will actually lower amount of gluten in your diet. And also, I'm sure that you have heard somebody saying, all right, I eliminated bread and side dishes from my diet and I lost so much weight. And it is not only because that person probably lowered number of calories that they consumed, but also they lowered amount of gluten that they consume, and that means that they lowered the inflammation and the stress response because of the issues that I mentioned. Gluten is actually calling a stress response from our immune system and cortisol stops fat loss, fat burning. All right, so what can happen to you if you eliminate gluten? Well, you can lose some weight, and the best scenario, you can get rid of acne, some eczemas, other skin issues, digestive problems, migraine, brain fog. So let's check it out. Let me know if you are inspired, if you want to take some steps, maybe one, maybe more. And thank you for watching. Welcome on the journey.